You're listening to Eat, Play, Sex with Dr. Cat, the place to up-level that sexy life of yours, with expert talk on sex, love, and nutrition. Taboo topic, I think, because of the cultural homophobia, of like something inserting there and any sort of play around the anus. Or I've even had partners in the past, I really enjoy that type of play, but in the reciprocating of that, they're like, no, don't do that. And so what would you say to men who might be on the hesitant or might be curious about it, but not quite there yet?
Yeah, I'd say, man, I totally fucking understand. Like, I get it. I totally get it. I used to be there. I used to think that if something went on my butt, I would be gay, and then that would be the end of the world. And then, like, I know that that's not true. I have had plenty of things in my ass now. I love women, like, yeah, and I'm not gay. I'm just not attracted to guys in that way. It's just legit. I've experimented enough to this point to understand that that's true, and nothing going in and or out of my butt has affected that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it brings up almost like, I'm a little like pissed off about society in some ways. And like, fuck man, fuck homophobia, like fuck all these stories that we've gotten that have said that some part of our body is a certain way or isn't a certain way. That's like created such fear around pleasure. Like, really, all we're talking about here is finding pleasure in your body, and whatever way you find pleasure in your body is fucking beautiful and it's awesome. And like, if it feels good, it feels good. It's not oriented to any particular way or not, And for me, it's like, if you have the experience of being in a human body where you can experience sensation, like, hey, fucking congratulations, because you're on a planet floating through space. You could have been an ant or a blade of grass, but somehow you're a human. That's incredible, right? Like, wouldn't you want to explore all the pleasure that you could possibly experience? Like, did you know that the same nerve that goes to the tip of your penis, that also goes to the clitoris and that kind of body, like, has a branch that goes to the anal region for specifically that will make you experience sexual stimulation and sexual pleasure? Like, did you know that you have a button inside of your anus that's like orgasm intensifier times 10? It's like this button that if you press it, it just makes everything more pleasurable. It's like, why would you not want to explore that?
Yeah, why would you not want more orgasmic potential? Like, that totally. Just sounds like a silly thing.
Yeah, like, if you're sitting here listening to me and you're realizing that I've had fingers in my butt, I've had toys in my butt, my girlfriend has even fucked me with a strap on, I still love women, and like, I'm not gay. Like, there's evidence for you that this is truth. And there's so much pleasure to be had. Like, seriously. Like, having somebody give you head while stimulating your prostate, it's like psychedelic almost,
Yes.
Psychedelically pleasurable. It's crazy.
Yes. I remember the first time that I pegged somebody with a strap on. I had the strap on upside down, and it was not working. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't have a dick. I don't know. Like,
Nice.
It was great. It ended up working out, and it was actually really powerful to be in that position and like feel like I had a cock, and I was like, now I feel what it's like. It's very powerful. Yeah. So for you, having that experience of going into anal play or prostate stimulation, the first time that you did that, what was that like for you? Like, did you do prep work around it? Did you do some mental, like, okay, here we go, like pep talk about yourself, like, we're doing it, we're sticking it up there?
Yeah. Well, I didn't go straight from 0 to prostate stimulation. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. I started just exploring while I was masturbating in the shower, just like touching the outside of that area of my body with curiosity. Like, oh, does this feel good? Does this feel good? It feels good. That's pretty nice. Oh, that doesn't feel so good. Just like light exploration, just slowly opening my mind, to the possibility, like, oh, maybe there's something here. Like, certainly there's a reason people enjoy this. Like, I want to figure out what that is, and then realizing, like, it actually, it's like putting your own finger inside of yourself is not a big deal at all. And it's actually really easy. You just get some lube and you go for it and see what happens. And I think you might be surprised at how pleasurable it actually is.
And so, if we talk about the anatomy of like the prostate inside, if somebody's looking for that magic button, how would you describe them in their own exploration?
Yeah, well, if you think about it, it's very similar to in physical orientation to where G-spot stimulation might be inside of a vagina, you know? And so if you're wanting to explore this on your own first, a position I recommend is standing up in the shower, and you literally put your thumb into a thumbs up position, like you're giving somebody the thumbs up, and put some lube on it, then reach around behind yourself and you can insert your thumb into your anus while you're self-pleasuring. And the thick pad of your thumb will actually be in the perfect position to touch your prostate and to stimulate it. And you will know when it is happening. Like you won't be you won't be uncertain if you're stimulating your prostate or not once you actually touch it, you know?
You will know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I would say is that generally speaking, I and all the other guys I've talked to who've done this, um, it's generally much more pleasurable to have stimulation on your penis first before you start doing anal pleasure, you know? Like, and then once you're starting to experience sexual pleasure with an erection, then maybe try going for, anal pleasure, because it's really, for me personally, prostate stimulation is more of an amplifier than it is pleasure on its own. And I've experimented with this. If my girlfriend sticks her fingers inside of me and tries to stimulate my prostate in a way that one might do with a vagina, like it doesn't feel sexually pleasurable to me. But if all of a sudden my penis is being stimulated at the same time, it's just like, whoa.
Yes. Yeah, that's a really good point to bring up. And when I'm talking to people about anal sex or anal play, I also say something similar, because I think it's important to have a higher state of arousal, because the blood helps with, relaxing the muscles and bringing more circulation into the area that helps with pleasure. So I can imagine that has a similar reasoning around that too.
Sure. Yeah. And then once you get aroused, like all of a sudden everything just sounds more hot.
Lovers, thank you again for tuning in. If you enjoyed the show, hit subscribe and head over to eatplaysex.com to connect with me and grab my sexy guides. Because my goal here is to get you to eat, play, and sex better, so you can improve your sex life, which will improve every aspect of your life. Until next time, keep it sexy.